Doing it's the ID84 show live here at the Packy headquarters in Revere, Massachusetts. I have, as always, the Adam the Mallet to the left of me.
Hello.
And
Yeah.
we have the dogs. Little Tommy Brady in picture right now.
Sniffing my crotch.
Little Tommy Brady had us up at 4 o'clock this morning because he was trying to catch his flight to Minneapolis. Minneapolis. One of the Appleses. And he missed it. He stopped at a Arby's along the way, and he lost track of time. Aww. And now he's here. So, now I get a gist of that story. Yeah, it's a sad story. So we are live. I hope you guys like this setup because it's going to be different next week.
Yes.
We are doing a remodel of the living room here over the course of the next few weeks, and I have been forced to move my studio that's in this nook over here to another place. Well, we'll still be kind of in this region, so.
It's a Monday.
It is a Monday, too, and this is our new time slot because I have an announcement to make for today. Partially why we had to move to Wednesday nights was we are doing a bi-weekly comedy night that I'll be hosting at the Hooley House, which is upstairs of Hennessy's in Faneuil Hall. I'll be hosting every other Wednesday starting February 28th.
I will have to stop by.
You should. It'll be from 8 to 10. It's a booked/open mic, so if you're a comedian, you can sign up ahead of time, a week before, or you can just show up and sign up, and, well, your time will be based on, essentially, how many people sign up. So I'll be hosting, and then we're doing a monthly comedy show at Beer Works in Lowell. That would be once a month up there, and then we're doing a monthly show at Beer Works and Canal Street in Boston. So every Wednesday we'll have comedy.
That's pretty awesome.
So, and essentially what's going to happen is we got the green light to do a podcast festival at Hooley House.
Ooh.
So we're planning on that for the fall of 2018, probably around September, October, where this podcast, along with all our friends who have podcasts, will be able to participate. People will be paying. I think we have a ticket at the door, let you in for the day, kind of thing, and you can see a live radio broadcast of this show and other shows, broadcast on Facebook and all around the world, and we'll have a live studio audience to participate and stuff like that.
That's pretty awesome.
So that's in the works. It's hopefully we get it off this fall or winter.
Yeah.
If not, it'll be early winter next year. So the details are still in the works. They're very excited at the Hooley House to have comedy there every other week.
That's pretty awesome.
And so is Bearworks. Very excited.
A lot going on.
So if you are in the Boston area and you're a comic and you want to participate, these are places. Because there's not a lot of comedy in downtown Boston on Wednesdays.
Or if you just think you're funny and want to sign up.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm sure we'll see double back there once in a while.
One of these days I will. I do have a whole notebook.
You should.
Written material.
It's the time to do it.
I get the balls to get up on stage.
You know, especially when it's like it's a judgment-free zone. It's like your gym you go to.
I also started editing for my own YouTube channel. I have a video that I'm editing now.
Oh, okay. What are you doing on the YouTube channel? Tell us about this.
It'll be a lot of. It'll be mostly centered on film reviews.
Okay.
They'll tie into the pack.
Are you going to try to do that drunk?
Yeah. It's going to be kind of like that, but I'm not even going to be. It's just going to be my voice.
Okay.
Clips of the movie as I talk.
So you're going to talk over it. Okay.
And it's going to be funny. I'm not going to put anything up that's not funny, but I want a couple done before I actually start posting them. I'm not just going to put one up because it's going to be slow for a while. I'm getting reacquainted with a lot of editing. It's been since high school since I
do like a once a week thing. Well, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I want to have a bunch of them already done before I start posting them.
Yeah,
it'll be a while though. I'm aiming for like a couple months from now having them all like.
And that's what we did with the Wicked Explorers. I started filming them, then we started posting them, and now they're being launched on the. So we're about a year. About 7 months into the Wicked Explorers. And now I'm starting to post them on the Packy. So I'm doing once a week. So, I mean, we're already 2 years advanced. So people whatever we just posted or posting this week, you won't see probably till 2019 on the Packy. But it'll be available on YouTube so you can get a sneak peek of that. So, you know, you kind of like rehab and stuff. You know what I mean? Doing it again.
Yeah.
So we should start. Let's pick up where we left off last week about we'll start with your trip to. We'll put football on the back burner a little bit because we're probably gonna have a special edition of this show on Super Bowl Sunday. Probably a pregame show, and we'll talk pregame. And depending on how we're feeling after the Patriots game is over, maybe a postgame. But there'll definitely be a pregame to the Super Bowl. So what we don't cover in football tonight, we will cover on football and 6 days.
This is true.
So,
a week away.
But so if that's the case, then let's just talk about your adventure to Canada in the last
week.
We
can talk about Canada.
And your trip to the to America's Hat, if you will.
Yes, Quebec City was very beautiful. It was definitely, as advertised, the architectural capital of Canada.
Canada, yes.
I did not feel like I was in North America at all. And surprisingly, everyone was really nice, and they didn't even be thought of as French. They're like, we don't like the French.
Oh, wow.
You know? So that part was pretty nice. Montreal, I thought, was kind of a dump. I think that a lot of people have it in their head that Montreal's awesome because they went there when they were 18, and they come back with these memories. But once you reach 21, none of that really matters anymore. So it just felt like Springfield or Worcester. That's what I felt like.
And you see in Montreal for the first time, like when we were, 10 years ago, Montreal had the all the strip clubs and the sex just poured up on the street. Now, me and Suji J went up there a couple weeks ago, and it's all gone. Montreal is the New York City of Quebec, and Quebec City is like the Boston, in a sense of scale, you know. So,
well, we did find a strip club.
Nice.
We went, and the thing is this though. So, I got actually pretty pissed off.
And you got mad at the strip club.
I got mad at a strip club.
Did you ask for your money back, like double back in Vegas?
No, I never do that. But so I was wanting to see what a Montreal strip club is like. So I'm like, okay, me and my buddy Sean,
French Canadian woman?
A strip club, right? Yeah. So we go in, pay the money to get in there, and it's like $15 for a dance, right? So I'm like, all right, you know what? Let's see what this is all about. I'm gonna get a dance, right? Couldn't find one stripper who would do one dance.
Really?
I was pretty pissed. And she's
they have a minimum of 3 dances of some sort?
No, it varied. Like one girl, and it's weird. No one was coming up and talking to me. Maybe I'm like, because they think like I'm a sucker. I don't look like a sucker. I'm not like a fat bald guy who's just sitting there. Like, I'm like, in normal strip clubs around here, I feel like if you stand there long enough, they just walk right up to you.
Oh, they cling to you.
I'm like standing there. No one's walking up to me.
Barnacles on a pear.
So eventually this one girl walks up to me, and she's like, oh, do you want to dance? And I'm like, yeah. So I'm like 15, right? She's like, yeah, but I won't do just one. And then I'm like, what?
Oh.
And then come to find out, another one, she's like, oh, I only do like a 3-dance minimum.
So you trying to bargain over a stripper?
I'm like, are you kidding me?
So 45, but the exchange rate in reality, it's almost like $32.
Still, don't piss off. I got annoyed though, because I did have a little in me, but I was pissed off at like, don't piss on my shoes and tell me it's raining. Like, you told me 15. Right? And you told me 15. So I go to the bathroom. I'm like, are there any girls here that do, like, it kind of reminded me of the way things go in Vegas.
What day was it on?
Where it's like, Saturday.
It was Saturday.
It was 11 o'clock at night.
Oh, wow.
So hours.
So that's, right? So they're trying to make the money.
Squad, right? Yeah. So I went to the bouncer. I'm like, are there any girls here that will just do one dance? And he's like, I don't think so. I'm like, we should change the prices then. He's like, well, the girls don't feel like it's worth it for one. Yeah. And I'm like, well, then you should change what it says, because it says one dance is 15.
Yeah.
Right? So and then I started having like PTSD of Vegas and how that works. And they're like, you can have this, but then, for another 10. Right? And I started thinking of Vegas, and I'm not falling for this
$500 later, you could have sex with them.
I'm like, I'm not falling for this. I can't do this. So my friend has started getting annoyed with me. He's like, fine, let's leave. We'll leave.
Yeah.
So we leave, and then I felt bad. And
all he wanted to do was get a little French Canadian poutang on his finger.
And then I'm like, I'm gonna make up for this. So I'm like, there's this strip club that is kind of really close to our hotel, and it does not look good. But I'm like, maybe it's a hidden gem. Maybe we're gonna go in there.
So the best ones sometimes.
Yeah,
Cabaret on Route 1.
I'm like, oh, it's even free to get in, and we go in. Better. We sit down. And it's like Jabba the Hutt's palace.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was pretty gross. Yeah, fat girls ripping off this. They brought like this pale white guy on stage, and they ripped his pants off, started whipping his ass, and it was not good. It was not a good.
When I was 18 years old, when I was 17 years old. Off a fake ID, I seen 2 lesbians indulge in each other's pleasure spots in front of a glass. As my other friend Adam, the Adam before this Adam, threw unis and toonies at them.
Yeah, you're not supposed to throw coins.
Yeah, he was throwing coins at 2 naked women, pleasuring themselves in the oral fashion.
Yeah,
that was my opening. My opening segment of my strip club ecstatic. That was my first time I went to a strip club, and that's what I seen. So everything after that was pretty much a disappointment, if you will. But and up there they turn tricks up there. At least they used to. I don't know if they still do anymore, but I know Montreal is cleaning up the image of sex everywhere.
Well, they're trying
to make it more family friendly.
Yeah.
But it happens.
Yeah.
So other than that, did you indulge in any of the sightseeing extravaganza at the in Montreal at all?
Not really. I was only there one night, but the hotel we stayed at was horrible too.
What hotel you stayed at?
Yeah, I don't even know. It was like called. It has a stupid name, Chrome. I think it was called
Chrome,
and it was like probably like a 2-star hotel.
Was it on St. Catharines?
No, it was a little further down.
Okay.
It was not in a good spot, but that wasn't the highlight of my trip. I mean, trip was.
Was it in Chinatown in Montreal? Was it down that area?
I didn't see Chinatown.
It's a little frisky.
I slept in my clothes the whole night.
Yeah,
the clothes I wore that day. I was not.
So no hookers, no strippers.
No. Montreal was pretty.
You didn't get to taste the Canadian.
I did not.
The ladies of the nature, if you will.
No, I did not.
You could have got yourself a. When I was 19 years old, I was going up to Canada, and I was trying to get a Canadian girl pregnant for dual citizenship.
Ooh, I could get
because I heard the perks were phenomenal.
I think American girls are better looking. I wasn't impressed with any of those girls in that strip club.
Well, instead I have dual citizenship in 2 states instead of 2 countries, so it happens every once in a while.
That's right, Pittsburgh. No, Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
Yes, Pennsylvania.
Yes. Joe knows. He was there.
Joey's
double back.
Joey's just not there right now.
We came across a picture the other day. Oh, I sent you, didn't I? They show you the picture
of what?
Of the ladies, of the potential baby mama.
Oh no, you did not.
Yes.
Wow.
I found it deep in the archives on my computer.
Yeah, deep.
Yes.
Covered in the archives.
Joey doesn't want to know in public though, because the girl he was with was 14 years old at the time. That was public. No, she wasn't 14 years old. No, he wasn't doing anything that was illegal in the state of Florida.
Well, if you didn't know,
if you don't know, it doesn't hurt you.
I saw an article today that Florida was voted. It's like the
best place on the planet,
the worst in the entire state. Even Michigan was number 1, and I was like,
of the worst state
best.
Of the best.
And
well,
I was like, what do they? It didn't say what they were using to gauge this. They said Florida was the worst, but we can all agree on that. But they didn't say why. They just said Florida was the right. Boston, Massachusetts was. 30th.
I disagree. I've been to worse places than Florida. There's worse places on this planet than Florida.
I know Michigan. I think is worse than Florida.
Michigan is like Florida. They get wrapped up in a category of either being good or bad because of certain areas. So, like, Michigan sucks in southeastern Michigan, like where Detroit is, and, like, Lansing.
Like Flint.
In Flint. But the rest of Michigan is actually really beautiful. It's, like, green. It's foresty. It's, like, if you're into outdoorsy and camping and shit, Michigan's the place to go. It's, like, one of the best in the country. Now, Florida has beautiful beaches, but it has redneck white trash. So, I think the good takes the bad. Look at it. He knows he's on camera. He comes over and poses. He's, like, in perfect view of the camera right now.
He wants to scratch himself.
It's unbelievable. But, like, what state is overall a state that's overall crappy from, like, it's probably
Montana.
like Rhode Island.
Yeah, Rhode Island's pretty Connecticut, Rhode Island.
Connecticut?
Yeah.
I mean, Connecticut has a nice little section in New York, and we call it that county that's down there, right?
I know, like where the breakers are and shit.
And Connecticut and Rhode Island has a nice little area, Newport and Waverly. That's about it.
You start getting like Woonsocket.
God, yeah, Woonsocket. You might as well be an asshole of a stripper at the Dominican at the Golden Banana. Woonsocket is the shithole of America.
I went to a carnival there once.
You know what's worse than Woonsocket is the Warwick area.
Yes,
West Warwick.
Oh my God, Warwick is a shithole.
God, talk about the armpit of a culture.
That place is bad.
It could be top 10 worst places in New England is Warwick, Connecticut.
It looks like a Walking Dead episode.
It's terrible.
Everyone's just wobbling around and bumping into things.
Providence isn't bad. Providence is nice.
It's okay.
Certain parts of Providence.
Yeah.
It's funny, though, because they have Brown University, which is an Ivy League school that's in Providence, right? Which is beautiful, and the campus is to die for. But you have to drive through the ghetto to get to it. It's like the warehouse district where ships come in and like hookers and kids get treated.
They have a huge mall, too, don't they?
Oh, the Providence Place Mall?
Yeah.
Do you know that it's supposed to be a casino?
Is it?
So here's a little history lesson for you guys back in the day. Many, many moons ago when they were building the Providence Place Mall, they were actually going to build what is now Twin Rivers Casino. Mm-hmm. But they were going to build it in downtown Providence, anticipating that the casino bill was going to be passed. So they thought they had everything in their back pocket that they're going to have a casino in Rhode Island. And what happened was the casino bill for the first time around did not get passed. So they were stuck with this large structure, not knowing quite what to do with it. So they turned it into what else would you do with a large structure you didn't know what to do with? You turn it into a mall. Hence the Providence Place Mall. Then about 4 years later, the casino bill was passed, and they built Twin Rivers. So it was called. What was Twin Rivers originally called? Rockingham Dog Track or something like that? Or Lincoln Park. Yeah, it was like a dog track there. Yeah. Wow. But yeah, I mean, casinos. How about you think of Stephen Wynn accused of touching girls now?
Everyone's
sexually assault. He's the next victim of the.
It's probably true. Usually anybody in power is
every week
something
the weekly person. Now it's Casey Affleck probably did it. You know, I know a lot of people from Cambridge, and they're a lot of touchy-feely people. You know, especially those. The whole Michigan State University thing. Listen, I think every guy has probably inappropriately said something to a girl at least once in their life.
Said maybe.
And definitely. I would say a good percentage of them probably
I've never touched anybody inappropriately.
Maybe I don't know. You never slapped an ass or pinched a butt cheek or
not just randomly,
or like
rub
rub the girl's shoulders, like you were like flirting and you put your arm on their shoulders when they, you know. I mean, everyone has. I mean,
I'm trying to think.
I mean,
I'm really trying to think here. I've never groped somebody.
I mean, I understand there are some extreme cases.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's extreme cases where like someone like the Olympic that pervert Olympic doctor.
Yeah.
Who was like,
oh god, that was disgusting.
Finger blasting, like he was literally like,
yeah, like the whole
hey, let me
like
check
Olympic
you for
team.
let me check you for at least you know I'm up to my elbow. You know what I mean? Like. Like, stuff like that is unnecessary. When
that's so fucked up.
The girl comes in and says, my shoulder hurts. The next thing you know, she's naked.
Yeah, that's weird.
You know?
Yeah, that's fucked up.
What he did was an actual medical practice, though. He just didn't have the consent to do it.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I mean, that's why he was doing it, right?
Pelvic thrust.
Oh, God.
It's a legitimate.
Oh, my God.
It's a legitimate,
You want to come on, Mike?
No,
Because no one can hear you.
it's fine. It's an actual.
Are you defending him?
I don't think the pelvic thrust was his intention.
That sounds like a
medical
dance
procedure.
from the 80s.
I know, it does.
It's like, listen, sweetheart, we're going to bring you on this
You
table.
can't do it to an underage girl without consent from the parents.
So he was pelvic thrusting her?
But his intent wasn't medical.
So essentially he was dry humping her.
Technically,
You could say it was a medical thing,
Yeah,
but
but
his
what-
intention was not
But I
medical.
understand that. What happens
Yeah.
if you came off an ankle injury and you're pelvic thrusting her? What does one have to do? What does the apples have to do with oranges?
I pulled my toe muscle.
Yeah.
I pulled my metatarsal.
So you think he really was intentionally by accident?
No.
You don't think he meant to...
he knew what he was doing, but he didn't do it right.
No, I
No,
think
he did it
was
right.
diddling girls.
Yeah.
That's what... purposely
75
no, he
years
was
in
diddling
prison.
girls.
Enough time to diddle.
Yeah.
You can't do it to a 14-year-old girl without their parents in there.
No,
Well, yeah.
You can't diddle anybody.
You should be
without
diddling 14-year-old girls, period.
No, period. No, you should not.
I don't know. It's weird.
It is weird.
That guy's an...
I'm not defending it at all. I'm just saying
I think
it was an actual procedure.
Joe's going to start going to school to be an Olympic coach.
I'm all saying.
Doesn't Russia have a bunch of them banned from the Olympics?
Oh, the
Some
whole...
of them are like...
All Russia's banned from the
No,
Summer
there's
Olympics.
like 100 over. I think there's still some play in the Olympics, though. Not a lot, but I think there's a few exceptions.
Oh, yeah. But then they're not playing the Russian national anthem in the open ceremonies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there was some kind of sanction they put on that. But I don't know who the hell would be going to the Olympics in South Korea with nutcase
the
20
north
miles
part,
north
right?
of them with a nuclear. Like, you got to be out of your mind. I'm like, you're literally. That's like going to like a. I don't know. That's like going to a house fire, like how someone's house is on fire, right? And just like sitting on the front porch while the place is burning down.
Yeah.
Like, you're not in the house that's burning down, but you're close enough that you could get burnt.
That's true.
You know what I mean? That's equivalent of going to South Korea for these Olympics. I mean,
I don't even understand now why any country even wants the Olympics anymore, because it just bankrupts them.
it does.
It creates, like, they build these structures that end up getting abandoned and fall apart.
Well, I mean, look at Georgia and Atlanta when they built it in '96, right?
Yeah.
The Braves have already moved from the stadium, right? The
Yep.
stadium's 20 years old. They already moved. The Georgia Dome is blown up. That's already gone. That's only 20 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing remaining of the Olympic Games in Atlanta is the the park that the guy tried to blow up during the Olympics. Remember that?
Oh, God. Yeah, I forgot about that one. Yeah.
So, in a nutshell, so that's what. And then when we were into Montreal, what they did was they turned it into a biodome, and they kept the pools and stuff like that, and then turned the stadium into like the baseball stadium, and they did some stuff in Montreal. And I think that, you know, first world civilized countries know how to adapt to the amount of money they put into these things. Like, I mean, the LA Coliseum is still being used to this day, and that was used in the Olympics in the 30s.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's some cities that know how to reuse stuff, and I think it's more civilized, established countries, if you will.
Yeah.
But I think there's like the third world, like Bosnia when they had the Olympics back
Brazil, they built the shit with like
Yeah.
duct tape and farts.
and the stuff just like deteriorates, and they have no secondary use, no way to reuse these facilities for any manner whatsoever, and it basically just sits there and falls apart. And like Hong Kong, like, come on, I mean, not Hong Kong, China, Beijing, when they had the Olympics in '08, it's only been 10 years, and those things are already like they have to rip them down. They're bad.
Yeah.
But, and I don't care what everyone says, China is not a first world country. They are a
But they
third
own us.
world
They are. But,
country.
yeah, they don't care about the people. That's right. But they own us.
Yeah, and Russia's a third world country and if you
Yeah.
want to talk in significance, they basically they're in large quantities of people. India's a third world country. I mean,
Yeah.
if your boss goes and gives you $100,000 a year, want to move to India?
Yeah, but you're judging it based on the quality of the people's lives. Where their government doesn't give a shit.
Oh, yeah.
China owns our debts. They have all they
China owns us.
they do own us. It's
What if
sad.
the United States has decided tomorrow we're going to change our currency to like, I don't know, like airheads?
I'm sure it would affect the
You think
market
China would
pretty
be
badly.
think China would be a little pissed off that their money's useless anymore?
I don't think that's gonna happen.
If they go
There's more to it than
if
that.
they said everyone who's an American, go to your bank, take your money out, and you're gonna trade it in for airheads. And we're gonna pay for everything with candy currency. But Chinese people who own the money can't do it.
A candy corn equals on
The China can't do it, but only Americans can. China would be a little pissed off.
Yeah, that can't.
But their money is now useless.
That just can't happen though.
But it would be awesome, wouldn't it? Imagine paying everything with their heads. Fat kids all around the world would be eating their money. Literally.
I think a penny would be a candy corn because they suck.
I would be eating candy all the time. I would probably be in debt because I'd be eating all my money.
Dentists would make a lot of money.
They would make a lot of money. No, but they wouldn't make any money because they wouldn't be able to afford it because people who go in there already ate the money. So it would be a double standard.
That's
if
true.
you're a dentist, you think it would be a good money, but at the end of the day, you're not getting paid.
Yeah.
Because you're getting paid in candy,
Yeah.
which you're against.
Mm.
Things I think about when I'm on the toilet at work. How about you, Sue? What do you think? Good idea? Bad idea?
What?
Candy for currency.
Well, candy's gonna go bad. It's gonna dissolve. What if someone sprays water on it?
True.
Because then everybody would be eating their money.
She was not listening to the rant in the last 5 minutes.
I wasn't
Exactly.
She's honest.
letting stuff.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm preoccupied.
So that's Canada.
Oh, you know what I did today? I was curious.
Taco Monday.
You know those apps that like you can make some money on by answering surveys?
Yeah.
I was curious to see how these
They're
work
such a
out.
pain in the ass.
Yeah, they give you like points for it, and then you get like 5 points. But like, and you can earn like $25 gift card. Yeah, if you get like 300,000 points.
Yeah.
which would take.
Yeah, and the amount of pop-ups that come on your computer and the spam mail you get to participate in these things.
I did factor it out though, and if I literally put a couple hours into it a day,
Yeah.
right, I would have enough of their coins built up to probably at the end of the year pay for Christmas gifts. That's just not worth it.
No, we can tell
That's
you.
not worth it at all.
I mean, but then you're not doing work. Like you're at work not doing work.
Exactly. I
You know
don't
what
have
I
enough
mean?
time to sit there and be fucking answering surveys.
So
all
yeah,
day.
you might have enough coins for fucking Christmas gifts, but then your boss at the end of the week is like, "All right, well, you get those TPS reports,"
I don't have a job.
and you're like, "No."
I've been answering surveys.
But at least
all
you can
day.
be able to pay for the Christmas gifts
You know,
next year.
I
So
I'll get all the Amazon gift cards.
Jesus, Amazon gift cards are awesome.
It's like 500 tokens for like a. You could probably get 500 in about a little under 2 weeks.
You
but
buy a lap dance
You get like a
system?
$3 Amazon gift card. It could probably cost more to make the plastic. You get the card.
I think
to actually.
strip clubs could do gift cards. Think of it this way: so
Swiping the
if
cleavage?
like you have a pervert friend, like
Swiping the cleavage.
say you have like Uncle Eric, right? For Christmas, they got him a $50 gift card to the Squire Club, right? And you could use that to purchase alcohol. You can use that to tip the girls. You buy like Bitcoin with your gift card. Or you could use it
Wait,
to purchase
Bitcoin in
food.
a strip club?
Yeah.
I don't think that exists.
Like, so every stripper has a barcode in their ass, right? And
Yeah.
they give everyone scanners, like they do in Stop and Shop when you want to do your
Is this
scan.
what you're saying they should do? What they do?
Yeah, it's an idea. So you can have a gift
Okay.
card. So you can load your credits onto your scanner, right?
I like it.
It makes it sanitary because then you don't get like dollar bills in a girl's hoo-ha. Then you take the dollar bill and give your kid for lunch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now your kid buying lunch has stripper hoo-ha on his dollar bill. And money is the most dirtiest currency.
It is
It's the most
disgusting.
dirtiest, most dirtiest thing on the planet. Currency, that is, next to the remote control at your hotel room that they never clean, and the telephone, which they got to blow dust off. But I'm saying so you go to the strip club and they give you a little scanning device, right? And you can load up money to the
No,
scanner,
I like it. Yeah.
right? And every stripper has a barcode, and she does a little thingamajig, and you scan her barcode, and you
Stop and
and then
shop.
you can put the amount of money you want to tip her.
That is more degrading than this.
No, it's absolutely
Already is.
it's absolutely clean.
Stripper with a barcode.
Yeah, like on her butt, like a
She's
little
in a
tattoo,
factory.
like boop boop.
It's like Stop and Shop scan.
Because then you could be, but then you have a drunk guy.
6, get out of here.
But then you have a drunk guy who's hamming and just like loads up $1,000 on his scanner,
Yeah.
and he just gives it all to one girl.
Oh, he's gonna break it because he's not gonna know what the hell to do with
Unfortunately, the government will be able to tax it because it'd be a currency transaction. So I don't know if this would work out for strippers on the positive note,
it. What-
but at least there won't be 5-year-old kids with hoo-ha dollar bills paying for their hamburgers at school.
It's true. When
I mean, it's about the kids at the end of the day.
It's all about the children. When I was researching strip clubs in Canada, I found there was one, not in this area, in some part of Canada. It said, I don't know if this is true, but that the strippers wear magnets on their G-string. So when they're rolling around, they pick up the coins. That's so sad.
Well, funny story. I was at a strip club. I think it was in Iowa. I cannot remember.
Did they have a buffet?
No. That was a different type of club.
Florida.
No. This was in Iowa, and this girl had this like sticky, like thing she put on. It almost looked like after she was done getting naked.
Fly trap?
Almost, it was like a leotard she put on that had like some kind of sticky adhesive to it, and then when and it had a cut hole open in the crotch. So picture like like Spanx the girls wear, or
Yeah.
what do they call like yoga pants, right?
Okay.
But the whole crotch is open.
Okay.
And she had this on, and she had a shirt on, but the boobs were cut out with the nipples hanging out.
Okay.
Picture this.
So
but
it
it was
any skin, just the private parts and the
yes,
and the boobs.
but it was
Private parts.
sticky, and then she'd roll around the ground, and all the dollar bills would stick to her.
So it's like a cutout burglar suit.
Basically, that she put on after she got naked, which I thought was interesting. I go, is that how they do strip clubs in Iowa? They do them backwards. Girl comes out naked and she puts more clothes on progressively as the night goes on. But you were saying some funny story about how like those clubs only have a minimum of like one, like 3 dance.
Yeah.
I have a family member whose name I will not say, but we went to a strip club one night, and I left out of pure boredom because I was like, I was, how many lap dances can you get before you just decide I'm all set, right? And he decided he was going to stay for a while, and lost track of the songs he was getting danced to. And then he got the tab at the end of the session. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I heard like you should always ask first and pay it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they'll just keep going.
Oh, yeah. So he got done when he thought the 3 songs were over, because when you're, when you have,
a few drinks in you.
Yeah, and you lose track of time, and some girls just rub it on you all night, and you're like, you lose track of time. Trust me, it happens. And the bill was about like $100 and something bucks. Well, Junior only had about $30 on him, and they were holding him hostage. So I got a frantic phone call, and I'm a cheap bastard, so I shut my phone off in Canada, so I don't have to pay roaming charges. But for some reason, I don't think I had this option yet on this phone.
I don't pay roaming for text. I got all your dumbass text messages.
Once you came over the border?
Maddie's text with that false disease thing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just trying to take photos.
I wonder if that's even
beautiful
possible.
Scenic route.
Maddie has HIV.
And all these fake, I guess I see you guys all talking about all this crap, and I'm like, I got to fucking disconnect this.
Yeah. Well, my phone was happily working. I had to go to an ATM and get my family member some money so he could pay off his debt to society.
Oh, man.
Yeah. It was snowing out. I just made it back to the hotel. It was cold. It was Montreal. There's the day the Patriots went 16-0. They beat the Giants that game, the last game of the season.
Yeah.
And we went out to celebrate. Little did we know, 4 weeks later we'd be crying.
Yeah.
Because they would lose the Super Bowl.
He was probably crying.
And I'm telling you,
held hostage.
Okay, so the Miami Dolphins only went 13. They only went where'd they go? 16-0. Because they didn't have as many games in the season, right? Regardless, the Patriots have a better record.
Yeah, but they didn't go all the way through. They didn't win the Super Bowl. That's what.
But at one point in time in the season, the Patriots had a better record than the Dolphins. They were 18-0.
Yeah. I'll never forget when they lost and Schuler and his batch of cronies were in that room. Remember that? They were like in their room watching it. They're like, yeah, because the Patriots lost. That's the only thing they're holding on to.
Don Schuler.
What happened?
What happened?
Tommy stood up.
Did you get squished in the ball sack area? It's Tommy Brady again, posing for the camera. He's like, he knows where it is. He looks at it and smiles.
Nola, you go get in the
Nola. Nola has a new outfit on today. Nola, come over here. Come over here. Come on, Nola. Nola. Oh, there she goes.
No.
Nola, who's a traitor to her team.
No.
She was named after the New Orleans Saints. And do you know it's the only game I got wrong in the entire playoffs was that Saints game?
No, you thought the Eagles were going to lose the first game.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Who were the Eagles playing in the first game?
The Eagles, the Falcons. You picked the Falcons.
Did I pick the Falcons?
Yeah, you did.
So I had 2 wrong. How many did you have wrong? Literally.
No. I was right about the Jags. I don't know. I was wrong. I actually picked the Falcons too.
No way you picked the Titans.
I didn't pick the Titans.
I
No
picked
way.
the Titans.
I picked Minnesota in the first game. They did win. And then did you pick Minnesota in the first game against they barely won that?
Who they play?
You picked New Orleans to win, didn't you?
Yeah, that's one of the ones I got wrong.
Yeah. And I picked Minnesota. I was right about that. I was wrong. Yeah, I was wrong about the Eagles game. I think I was wrong too, like once or twice.
Yeah.
But it was not bad.
It was an interesting season.
It was. Not one of the best.
How do you feel
One
about
of the weakest Patriots teams ever, and they're the best in the league.
Yeah, it's that just proves how bad the league is.
It is. It's horrible.
Didn't all y'all take Pittsburgh over Jacksonville too?
No, I picked Jacksonville.
I don't know.
I picked Jacksonville purely on the fact that they beat them already in Pittsburgh. I knew they were going to play. I thought the AFC Championship was going to be Jacksonville. When the playoffs started, there was going to be Jacksonville and Patriots. I was right about my AFC. My NFC. But I don't. But my defense, I don't watch a lot of NFC games, so I'm gonna use that as my chariot. So
At least 4, yeah.
that's it. That's usually all. But then the Saints games, but a lot of times they're playing AFC teams when I'm watching them too. So
Yeah. No.
How do you feel about I hate EI, so I'll talk about it. The guy in EI last week talking about Tom Brady's daughter.
Yeah, it was kind of messed up, but
Calling her a piss ant.
Yeah, but I get Brady's on the show, but he wasn't on that particular show. Like, it's not like Brady was coming on that show. That was a totally different show.
Yeah, but don't you think family members are, like, off?
Not really. It's not like he went on he made one comment, and it's not like that's the show Brady's on. It's on the network he's on, but it's not.
But I don't even think it was even accurate, because, I don't know, have you seen the 2 episodes
I
yet?
saw that part where the girl was like, it was in the beginning,
She's
right?
5-year-old.
She's on the staircase, right?
She's 5 years old.
Yeah.
Who's excited to see her dad.
I just don't know why right now this whole thing is being done. Like, I wonder if Facebook had control of when this is being released,
Probably
or if Tom
did.
Brady had control of when this is being released.
The Tale of Two Bills comes out Thursday.
Oh God, that's right. Yeah, I
I
don't get why they're doing all
and
this.
Belichick's
shit.
totally against that. It's all marketing. They know this is the week to do it, because if they launch this week, it's going to be a 6-7 part series.
Yeah,
This Tom Brady thing.
they're only 10 minutes long, right?
They're 15 minutes long. So the next one will probably come out tomorrow, and then by the time the Super Bowl's over on Monday, there'll be the last one.
Yeah.
So it's perfectly done. He'll probably release one right after the Super Bowl. Now it's probably strategic. If the Pats win, the last episode gets released like after the Super Bowl.
But see, I don't know what the turnover is for that in terms of filming and editing. But they do that.
It's already done.
You ever seen Yeah, but if they win the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
that's probably going to be incorporated in that last episode. So
Maybe.
what's the turnover? But Hard Knocks comes out pretty quick. You've seen Hard Knocks on HBO? That's a pretty quick turnover.
But it's like, I don't know. Yeah, it's a pretty quick turnover. I don't know what it is, but it is what it is. And it's, I don't know. It already has like 8 million views the first one. Like it's like,
Yeah.
I don't see it being a problem. I think it's probably the best week to bring it is because it would be less good of an idea if they weren't in the playoffs, because now that they're in the playoffs, it's marketing for the playoffs.
Yeah.
So overall, I don't know how it hurts. It doesn't distract from the team.
Yeah.
It's giving you like a summary of the season, because they do these stupid summary things like these like half-hour specials before the Super Bowl anyways of all these teams. So this is basically like a week long of getting to the whole season. You're learning about the season. Yeah. Which is pretty cool, because you get to see it all come together into the last game, and then you get the final product. So it's like you're summarizing it, but you're seeing it from a different perspective. We're too busy watching it from the fan perspective and watching it from the news media perspective. Now we're watching it from the inside out of what they're thinking and see how all three work together. Yeah. I don't think it's a friggin' distraction at all. I don't know why it would be.
I wonder how much Facebook had to pay out for this.
For the exclusive rights to this thing?
Oh, God.
I'm sure Yahoo was involved. I'm sure other places wanted this thing, but Facebook, because they're launching this Facebook Watch thing, which I try to get the Arty 84 show on, and I got a nice, nasty email replied back to him saying that we're only picking particular shows right now, too, because Barstool has a fucking show on there.
So it's pretty much ha ha ha. It's pretty much the email that you got.
Well, I'm watching the Barstool one. That's absolutely it's literally this show, but terrible. It's these two idiots like in an office, and they have no comic ability whatsoever. It's almost like watching like NPR. Yeah. With a football behind them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but they're Barstool.
But that's the only reason. Yeah. So I'm like, if these assholes have a show,
why the hell can't? Yeah.
Why can't this quality program that I would say is getting better by the day? We get the lighting now. Look, it's nice and bright in here. Look at this. Look how bright this looks. Look how nice that looks.
It looks very sexy.
We're just gonna eliminate the shadows a little bit, but we're getting there.
It does look sexy.
The sound quality is impeccable. I mean, this is like, you know.
Now we just gotta streamline the content and have a structure better instead of jumping around. And
we have our own private topless cook in the kitchen over there, who's gonna be starting cooking shows. Is that correct?
It is correct.
It's gonna be topless cooking with Susie J.
Hey, stop stealing my naked cooking.
It's gonna be a sequel to Naked Cooking with Adam Mallet. Cooking with fried food with Adam Mallet, naked.
No toplessness going on in this
We put a bunch of. We put a lot of appliances on our registry, so she's gonna start using them.
Well, the dogs are naked.
They are naked. Technically, Nola isn't.
Naked. Nola's clothed. Yeah.
Nola's like a dirty slut after having sex. She only has the shirt on, and she's like walking around the apartment, like like the long big T-shirt.
It's kind of hot. That look.
You
not a dog. I mean, like a girl having like just the long shirt on. Huh?
Yeah, like the Oxford shirt, like the from like Risky Business.
Yeah, or what was it movie Twins? What was her name? The girl she's married to John Travolta now. Kelly Preston.
Oh yeah,
yeah. The scene where she's dressed like that. It's like, oh my God.
What's the matter, Nola? Oh, there is. She's the welcome committee. She welcomes everyone coming into the house. Yeah, but I mean, I agree with Tom Brady. I think children and wives and family are out of lines. I mean, say what you want to say.
No, it is out of line.
But, I mean, it's kind of. I understand why he'll be offended by it.
Yeah.
I hope he pulls his toodaloo double back. Double back goes bye-bye. I actually hope he pulls his weekly interview with EEI. I think it'll be fucking hilarious. Because that's the only thing that show has. That and the Red Sox is the only thing that channel is holding on to right now.
And that guy's just suspended now. I bet you if Brady pulls out, that guy's going to get fired.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's probably praying to God.
Do you know what's funny about EEI? And this is how stupid they are, right? For years, they were the only sports radio program or sports radio network on the radio in Boston, right? And, I mean, for years, for hundreds of years.
Oh, yeah,
they had the exclusive rights to the Red Sox. I think they had the Bruins on there.
Yep.
And then I know the Celtics were on ESPN radio, which is a joke anyways. I don't know who listens to ESPN radio. But EI was jammed in, like, the AM spectrum. And you think, like, Boston's one of the biggest sports market in the country. How come they don't have an FM station, right? And what happened was, all of a sudden, yep 98.5 comes and takes away BCN.
I miss BCN, though.
I do, too. And turns into a sports network and makes it pretty damn. And then not just makes it a sports network. They get the Patriots, which BCN already had.
Yeah.
And then the Celtics and the Bruins and the Revolution. So it's like, okay, so you get 4 of the 5 major sports in the city.
Yeah.
So EEI is basically held there with the dick out.
But they almost merged. We were talking about this. They almost merged with BCN.
Well, the problem is, EEI. Well, the problem is, it's like. When they did the whole reconfiguration of radio stations, I think because like
this is pretty recent. This was like within a year ago.
It was like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it's been going on for a while now. They were supposed to merge.
It used to be CBS Radio is what 98.5 was, and they got bought by another company that owned EEI. So for like 2 weeks they were the same company.
Okay.
And then they had to trade off different radio shows and programs. So like one time, like I don't know what channel was it. Say like the classic rock station was affiliated with 98.5. Now it's no longer affiliated with them. They have now another station because I don't know. My buddy who's in radio in Vegas tried to explain it on Facebook and I tried to follow it, but it was very complicated. All these companies merging.
Rules.
Basically, CBS is trying to get rid of their radio stations. They're trying to get rid of radio altogether. And that's basically what they did. But they couldn't just sell it to one company because it was a monopoly, so they had to piece it off into different pieces.
Are they owned by Disney or is it NBC? Which
ABC's owned by Disney.
Disney.
Yeah.
That's right. I
WABC. WNBC.
Yeah.
But, yeah. But, okay, so that's that. I don't know.
Disney's taking over the freaking world.
Disney is taking over. I said to Susie the other day, I go, what was I talking about Disney, what they bought?
They bought Fox.
No, but they bought something just so they can just get rid of it, right? Oh, ESPN.
Yeah, they absorbed it. Yeah. ESPN,
well, yeah. Well, because we were talking about how ESPN said to dying a television network. Like, no one ever watches the shows with the volume on at their house. It's only on in a bar, right? Yeah. So ESPN purely just exists because of bars, right? If it wasn't for them, if it wasn't for bars, ESPN wouldn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
And their sports programming.
Yeah.
So basically, during the day when there's not a game on of any sort, people are watching Party the Interruption in silence, watching closed caption at a bar. That's basically it. That show, what's the one with the question with the Spanish guy in the back, the father's in the back, and you know what I'm talking about?
I don't know.
I've only watched it. Huh?
Which one did you just say?
Pardon the Interruption is the one.
There's Around the Horn.
Around the Horn's the other one, and then there's the one where there's these 2 guys, and then the guy's dad's in the back.
Oh.
And it's like in Spanish with the upside down question mark. I don't know. Who knows?
Show?
I don't. No one watches this shit. And the only reason Disney bought ESPN was so they could market everything ESPN. So, like, when, like, Disney has ESPN Zone, they can use that. They just use the name. They don't care about the product.
Well, they should care about the product. It's still $1 billion business.
Not really. It's
sports?
Well, sports is, but I don't know what ESPN is. I mean, they fired off all their big names.
They did.
They have pretty much garbage of the barrel. I mean, people on the network anymore. I mean, obviously there was some bad business. You can't be giving these people tens of $1 million contracts, But at the same time, I'm never a fan of ESPN. I think it's kind of like, blah.
I think the Fox deal might fall through. I mean, it's kind of gone through, but it still has to be reviewed. They said it's going to be about a year and a half before everything is complete. But I'm like, that's kind of monopoly-ish. But their argument is, well, Netflix is starting to get everything, so we need this to compete.
Netflix is, Facebook is. Here's the thing. It's like, I was just talking the other day. Well, we were talking about a cable bill. It's $150 a month. But if we got rid of cable and just kept the internet, it would be like $89 a month, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, you're saving $60. But then when you go and piecemeal all these products, like Netflix is $10.
Yeah, so you get
Hulu's
nickel and dimed
$10.
up there. Yeah.
This product's $10. Yahoo's $10. So now I'm paying $160, but now I have 7 subscriptions I got to manage.
Share some of them with somebody else. I share my HBO Go with
Well, yeah, I mean, on
all that
Netflix,
stuff.
the whole family has that. But it's still, at the same time, it's like, okay, now I have to manage 7 subscriptions.
It's true.
You know, if Joe Blow is on Netflix in Idaho and I'm on in Revere, and then my sister's on in Canada, and then someone else is on South America, and, you know, they only can hold 3 of us, but there's 4 of us on.
No, it's true.
Tommy.
But, you know, it's weird to
Tommy.
think that, like, God, the Simpsons are owned by Disney.
I know.
They're going to be owned by Disney. Like, they're gonna, like all these little shows, like.
But it's going to be funny, too, because now Disney's going to say take the Simpsons over, but Simpsons Universal. Because it's at Universal Studios.
Pull that out of there.
So now it's going to be like weird it's weird going to Universal and seeing stuff that's owned by Disney there.
Yeah.
Just because of the way the contracts were written.
Well,
up.
you also have Marvel shows that are on Netflix that are produced by Netflix.
Yes.
That's the thing. Disney has said they're actually going to keep some of them there. Because no, there aren't going to be new ones, but the ones that are there are going to be able to stay. Because Disney doesn't do anything kind of risque in terms of violence.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
The Punisher is extremely violent.
Which is, I'm surprised that I still haven't seen the Star Wars yet, but I've seen a lot of teasers online.
Yeah.
But for a Disney product, it is pretty.
It's violent. It's
violent.
not bloody. There's no blood or anything. But it's
no,
violent.
you never see blood in a Star Wars,
Yeah.
which is true. But
things like the Punisher are extremely violent.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix, but Disney's not going to do that. And it makes me wonder what they're going to do with Deadpool. I love Deadpool.
Yeah.
And Deadpool is known to be gritty. You can't dull that down. What are they going to do with that? What aliens? What about like they're going to own all these properties now? And like, what is they going to do with them?
I'm kind of obsessed with the history of Walt Disney and his whole thing he did and everything. I got to tell you, that guy was a fucking genius.
Oh, he was. He stole a bunch of ideas and ran with them.
And it started off as a little animation shop in Kansas City. That's all it was.
You ever watch Drunk History?
No,
Central?
because there's a certain co-host I used to have that's annoying that used to love that show, so I purposely boycotted it.
Well, they have one on Walt Disney.
You know who she is, right?
Good. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
like
God
that's
damn
for
it.
like a year on the radio when we had a show
sucks.
together. That's all she
I'm
talked about.
sorry.
And then I asked her if I can go on one of her monthly shows that she's hosting, in Bumfuck Bill Ricker or where the hell it is, and she said there's a 9-month waiting list and I can't get on.
I bet there is, Arty.
So I said fuck you, and now my weekly show will be going on.
He's got something.
Tommy, hey,
I'll get that.
Tommy, it's a packet of salsa.
Oh, this is important. No, it's the mix that
Oh. Apparently he couldn't wait for the hamburger, so little Tommy Brady gets into everything. Yeah, there was like a 9-month waiting period to be on our show, and so when she wants to get on my show, there might be a 9-month waiting period. So you missed it. Little Tommy Brady grabbed the meat, the seasoning for the
I
packet.
got it, though. He didn't rip it open.
Little Tommy Brady.
Well, we do have a full house here. It's you, me, the pups, Susie, and Ronald Doubleback.
No,
That's-
Alex
there's-
Wallace.
There's too many. And
There really isn't a 9-month waiting period. She's just afraid
There's
I'm
too
going
many seats.
to be funnier than her. That's why.
that's probably true.
It is going
And you are, because most males are funnier than women anyway.
yeah.
There's not that many good female comedians.
I think I'm humorous.
There are some. I just think there's
There is
not as
some.
many. It really isn't.
I just don't like the female comedians. I know my favorite female comedian is of all time is actually
I know.
is
It's
Ellen.
Oh, it's Ellen.
Yeah.
I thought Joan Rivers is mine. I thought
Joan
she-
Rivers is up there, but
Yeah.
see, Joan Rivers. See, this is the thing. Joan Rivers. I don't like dirty, gross, like female comedians who like have to say like, I'm fucking, I'm farting and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
because Ellen was never like that.
No, she wasn't. She's good.
But Joan Rivers kind of was,
Yeah.
but she did it in kind of a.
A classier way.
I don't know.
without-
I think it was funny that Joan Rivers, as an older lady, talked about that stuff because it was like almost
Yeah.
your grandmother talking about getting fucked in the ass,
Yeah.
which was kind of humorous and funny at the same time.
What about Betty White?
But she wasn't a
She's
stand-up.
not a comedian.
No, but
Yeah, we're talking about stand-ups, which is a talent. It's an act.
Some of them are funny for like one special. And
Yeah.
then I'm done with them. Like Whitney Cummings. I thought she's just
Yeah.
annoying.
She's
At
annoying,
first I was like,
yeah.
she's funny, and then she got annoying, and then don't even get me Sarah Silverman. No.
Alex Wallace says my left foot is funnier than her. I bet.
Oh, probably. Oh,
Oh God,
who's the other one? Oh God.
Silverman's annoying.
Who's that fat blonde?
Oh, how about the one
fish?
that's inside Amy Schumer?
Yeah, Amy Schumer. That's what I'm thinking of. I can't. Yeah.
It's disgusting. I never found any of that stuff. And she's like, it's just like dick humor. It's like, so if a guy does dick humor, people look at him like, oh, why you gotta be so dirty with your jokes, right? And a girl does it, and all of a sudden it's hilarious.
Yeah.
But a girl they want to be respected in the workplace. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
So like I go into work and I start telling dick jokes, and they look at me like I'm a lunatic, right?
Yeah.
But a girl should be able to tell dick jokes, and no one should judge her.
Yeah.
It's a double standard there.
I have a lot of respect for comedians who can, like Brian Regan,
Yeah.
keeps it clean.
Does
But he's
keep it clean.
hilarious.
Oh, Lisa Lampanelli, she's funny.
She's funny.
I
Yeah,
think
but she
that,
gets
yeah.
old too. She talks about banging black guys all the time.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah,
that gets old. I mean,
it does.
talk about a black dick once in your set. I mean, if I spaced my whole set on black dick and black dildos and all that stuff, I mean that would be my entire set.
Yeah.
I mean, it's usually an entire conversation. I mean, yeah, at some point you gotta cut the ties and be like, listen, let's talk about something legit here.
I know. I get like one photo a week. If you
Yeah.
saying his mouth's dick, it's usually
I just find objects everywhere.
find
and have to
objects
take
that
a-
are like penises, and you compare them to people's dicks.
I'm like that kid on Old School. Not Old School.
Oh yeah, he's drawn dicks.
Super bad.
Yeah, super bad. Yeah,
Just can't stop drawing them.
dicks.
What were you saying though? I forget what you.
I said Brian Regan.
Oh, Brian Regan,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's funny. All clean. All clean. If you can pull that
Seinfeld.
off.
Seinfeld made
Yeah.
a whole career of just.
Yeah.
Seinfeld as a stand-up isn't super funny. He's ironically funny.
Yeah.
Like a Seinfeld joke, you'll sit there and be like, "Huh, it's the damn Ovaltine. And the glass is round, the jar is round. Why do they call it round tea?" And you sit there and you go, like, yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you're not like busting from the scenes laughing. It's like you're entertained.
Exactly.
So Seinfeld could go an hour entertaining you. Like Gaffigan, he's pretty clean. I mean, he gets a little,
Yeah, he is.
but I'm like belly laughing when Gaffigan tells a joke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, so, but like, yeah, I don't like that. Like I don't know. I never found Dan Cook funny at all. Did you?
I did. I mean, it's obviously, I think the thing is, it's kind of like Pauly Shore. He was that our generation's Pauly
Yeah.
Shore. He's just overexposed.
True.
And he did have some funny bits. I mean, there's a reason why he sold out the Garden. He's the first person to ever
Multiple
do that.
times.
Multiple times.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't just do that. I mean, there aren't enough college kids to fill that. If you know what I mean, he's a comedian.
Yeah.
You know, so-
Robin Williams. Yeah, Alex Wells. Robin Williams, clean stand-up, which he really was.
Yeah.
He was kind of like a Seinfeld, kind of goofy.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey was too. I think. I don't think he was that dirty.
Dan Cook got annoying after a while. It's like you said before, you have your whole life to write your first album, and then after that,
Yeah.
it's like what?
Well,
You
and
know,
he
pow.
and he would have cashed out, but his stepbrother stole all his money.
What an idiot! Like he put his
Imagine that.
family in charge of his funds. Like
And he can't even,
yeah.
if you can't trust your family, then who the hell can you trust?
Yeah, I wouldn't
Like,
do that.
I mean, you in theory, you think about it, like, all right, who's the least person to rip me off, right? You give it to like your wife or your brother or your mother,
Nope. I would never do
and
that.
they turn around and they rip you off. He literally embezzled all his money. So you could say, yeah, he cashed in and made all that money,
Yeah.
but it all went away.
No, I would never trust my family to do that. Period. I love them, but I would never do that.
And
You
even-
have people who do that. That's their job.
True.
You know what? It's like LeBron James. His friends manage him. They
It's a
manage
bad
his money.
idea.
It is a horrible
I don't
idea.
want any of you ever
No.
in this room right now
I would never want
managing
to.
my money.
You know why? Because that's not. No.
No. Yeah, and then all of a sudden
No.
you catch me. All of a sudden you catch me in bed with two blondes that were accidentally fell in there, and then all
That's
hell
all
breaks loose. Then I don't have my money anymore.
That's your plan?
They accidentally got there. I don't know what happened.
Oh, they fell from the ceiling?
Something like that. I was. They were on the
No,
streets.
you put that in charge of somebody. That's their
They're
job.
like little Tommy in the
Right?
streets
But
begging
see,
for food.
LeBron is
No,
so
but
good.
something like that
the
would
comedy
happen.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
LeBron is so good. It doesn't matter. But it's someday it's like it's like a million missing, this much missing. It's like whatever. But yeah, you don't let your friends manage your freaking money.
Yeah.
Bad idea.
At the Eric DePauws is watching. He goes, "You can trust Clark W. Griswold." That's the nickname for Eric's penis.
Ah.
Yes.
Why is that?
Oh, because one night we were watching. It was back in, I think it was 2010 when the Blackhawks were in the Stanley Cup, and they won. And I go, "Oh, Clark W. Griswold is going to be happy tonight," because if you remember in the Vacation movies, he's a huge Chicago Blackhawks fan. In fact, in Christmas
right, he
Vacation,
is, yeah.
he has a Griswold 00 jersey he wears.
I forgot about that.
So Eric's like, "What's the name of your dick?" So forever, it's Clark. No, my dick is Clark W. Griswold.
Oh.
His is Javi Wallbanger. Another story for another time.
Apparently.
But even if Dane Cook surviving all the allegations of him stealing jokes, which I think most of them is true, he would have still been well off and just been able to, like, maybe what he should have done was like just ride down a little bit, then
Yeah.
and just do stand up kind of
Yeah.
to get you money from the Hollywood pitches and stuff. But what happened was his brother stole all his money.
But see, I think the comedy circuit is like such a whining bunch of babies. Like they are. They're a bunch of people who have like depression issues and aren't good people. Most of them.
Yeah.
A lot of them are, right? And
True.
I think that anytime someone gets success in comedy, but you stole jokes. Also, everybody who's been famous in
Yeah.
comedy has been accused of stealing jokes.
I mean, I
They
think
all have.
I mean, people do steal jokes and they borrow jokes, or they take parts of it. But yeah, there's nothing more whinier, like annoying, than like someone saying, "Well, he stole my joke." It's like, all right, well, just it's when you're that good, people are gonna steal your shit.
And there's only so many things you can say too before. Every once in a while, things are gonna kind of cross.
Like all
paths with
it's
other
singles of music though. How many songs sound the same? If
Yeah.
they have this, if you ever have time, go to YouTube and go to 4 Chords.
things.
And this guy plays like how many songs? Like 30 songs using the same 4 chords over and over again.
Yeah.
And they're all hit songs you hear on the radio.
I believe it.
It
yeah.
blows your mind. Oh, well,
Yeah.
actually, I'll play it for you after the
Yeah, I
after
gotta
the
see
show.
this. Yeah.
But it's literally 4 chords played over and over again, and he goes into all the songs, and you sit there like your mind's fucking blown. You're like, holy shit! Like that song is that song.
Yeah.
But
I believe it.
let's see. I
probably
seen
have power
someone
chords.
threaten me. What's the? I seen someone threaten him and made him pay $500. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. So
It's Alex Wallace.
no, this is Eric because this is actually
Eric Powers is watching.
this makes sense though because Eric was doing comedy back in the day when the Comedy Connection was around.
Is Powers watching?
Yeah.
Hey, Powers.
And hey, mom.
Hey, Powers.
And yeah, so back like 10 years before I met Eric, he was starting a comedy at the Connection. Remember the Comedy Connection used to be above Faneuil Hall?
Yeah, it was awesome.
And that's what Dan Cook used to. He would hang out there. He'd go up to like oh my god,
Yeah,
in Cambridge and
yeah.
stuff above Hong Kong. I forget the name of the place, but all that.
Some of the bigger acts
Yeah.
would go to Kowloon's first, and they practiced there. And I saw Jim Norton front row at Kowloon before he went to Boston the next night.
That's crazy. Well, that's what they used to do. They used to
Yeah,
do.
because it was the Comedy Connection. It was.
Yeah,
Both
so
of
they
them
used to
were.
do like Thursdays used to be at Kowloon's, Fridays and Saturdays used to be in Comedy Connection in Boston, and Sundays used to be in Rhode Island, I think. But Eric used to drive the comics back and forth. That was one of his jobs back in the day.
Should have got those autographs and sold them.
I know. Yeah, Thursdays at Kowloon's. Remember that was great. Kowloon still has comedy, but it's kind of like
it's not like
it's
life,
not what it
it's
used
like
to be.
Comedy Connection. It's no big
And if you
acts.
want to see Lenny Clark,
oh god,
you can see him 52 weeks a year at the Giggles, and I mean he like to him, no one like Britney did like when she had what did she had the Tropicana or whatever place she had in Vegas for like a year.
Yeah.
So like every night was Britney.
yeah.
It's like Lenny Clark is a permanent fixture at Giggles. I mean, his brother owns the place, but I understand
My
why.
grandfather could have been a
But-
partner of that place.
Really?
Prince Pizza. Yeah, he helped open it
Really?
Yeah.
1953?
around there. Yeah.
Was he rolling the dough with the mallet roller? Was it taped at the end?
No, he's a poochie.
Oh,
That was
well,
my
she was in
mother's
an old
name,
grease
yeah.
ball, huh?
Poochie, yeah.
No. But, we saying Giggles and Lenny Clark at Prince's house. Oh. Paul's on a roll. I can't keep
I know,
up with his
right?
comments.
I know he's not working today, huh?
Just hanging out watching the show. Watching the show. If he was invited over, he could have came over. But he has the, I think he has a little bit of a stomach issue.
Oh, is it finally catching up to him?
I think he finally got what I had on Christmas.
Oh wow.
And I was literally brought a
Literally.
pill in, literally
Literally.
brought a pill into the bath. If you guys are wondering why we're saying literally all the time, want to explain to everyone why we're saying literally?
Well, yeah, I sent an article to him. It was just a photo. So, a bar in New York banned the word "literally" at the bar, for people
Which
using
they
it.
should.
Yeah, and I actually noticed it when I was coming back from Canada. Me and my buddy were in Vermont at his diner, and we're like, "Why are so many fucking people saying literally?"
Yeah.
Right, and but kudos to, if you ever find that article and pull it up, they put a sign on the front of the bar. It's like, "We literally, if we hear you say this word, you got 5 minutes to finish your drink and get
Yeah.
the hell out of here." Right.
Here's the thing. I get that. I mean, I appreciate it. True. But, like, now it's like, well, I understand because no one is, oh, God, nothing. Here I go. I'm going to go on a fucking rant here. There's nothing more annoying to me than a female between the ages of 21 and 26.
Yeah, they think they're a Kardashian.
They are the most annoying specimen of human beings. And here's why. I'll tell you.
I invited a few over.
God. Double backs in the shower. Maybe just send them in there.
Eric's already on his way.
They can have a steam room sex session.
Eric's
in there.
already on his way over.
No, they're the most annoying people because, first of all, when you're a guy at the equal age, they want nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
Because they think they're just striving for the light at the end of the tunnel, if you will, right? Second of all, they all think that they're all high and mighty because they finally got a job off State Street making $30,000 a year. Whoop de fucking do, which is big money for them
Yeah.
because mom and dad gave them allowance up until the fact that they graduated college.
Indeed.
So now they're making their own money. Now they're So now they have no student loans or any debt or credit cards of nature like
They're
that.
business women now.
Yeah, so they can afford a $3,000 apartment in Boston, but have no savings.
Yes.
And go to all the high end places like where Powers works in the summertime and buy $9 Bud Lights and expect other guys who go there who are trying to pick them up to pay for them.
Yeah, exactly.
Which they successfully do 50% of the time.
I would say so.
Now, so everything's all high and mighty, but little did they know their body's slowly deteriorating and they're not be able to keep up with it like a guy can.
Yeah.
Because I don't care what they say. A guy gets better looking. Most guys get better looking with age.
Yeah.
Women, it's the opposite.
You're dried up by the time you're
a lady, no offense, Susie J, is like a brand new car you buy at the dealership, right? And you're like a brand new Cadillac you buy in New England. And you're going through the winters, and you're going through the rainstorms, and you're going through the grit and the grind. And slowly but surely, no matter how much you upkeep yourself, you're slowly declining, right? Is it true?
The comparison is pretty. I think it's.
And I don't care if you're waxing it and you're washing it and everything. You're slipping away a little bit, right? It's never going to be what it was day one. But a guy, on the other hand, is like grit and grimy. Right, he's like a wine. You're bashing the grapes. Susie J has
a butcher knife.
Knife waving in the kitchen. But you're bashing the grapes and you're putting it into the box and you're letting it cook, right? And over time, it just gets better and better and better until it gets to that perfect day where it hits its peak, which is usually around 45 for guys. And then you crack it open and it's the best, right? At this time, you're driving around a 25-year-old Cadillac that the wheel's falling off at this point, right? But then the guy slowly declines, right? And then the few of them actually, preserve themselves, but for the most part, But like these, but the thing that blows my mind is the entitlement and the unrational thinking. These young, fresh out of graduate, delusional.
Yes,
chicks
that's the word
have.
I think you're looking for.
So it sounds exactly like the girl I was talking to you about earlier.
Yes. Yeah.
Works on State Street.
Yeah, no one can hear Susie.
Yes.
No one's picking you
Susie
up.
knows somebody.
But it's okay. I understand what you're saying.
Girls like that,
yes.
When I see them with that smug look on their face, hanging out, getting their $9 bills, I just kind of laugh. Enjoy it. Enjoy it.
Well,
it's not going to last.
And have take on the property manager at your apartment building that doesn't set the $2,500 rent.
Yeah, they want to adjust you.
You chose to pay.
But at the end of the day, that's why you always wonder, like, when you're, like, say in your 40s, right? How do you think I got a good-looking wife? Like, you eventually, like, they have to settle. So she's settling for me. 10 years ago, me and Susan wouldn't be together. Because she'd be looking for that, super stud, professional baseball player for the Portland Sea Dogs, utility infielder.
It's all in the eyes of the beholder.
You know what I mean? But then you wait 10 years, and you start getting better look. As you get older, you get better looking brides. I was the most awkward as fuck in high school. I am surprised my pickle got out of its package before I was 25. To be quite honest with you.
I didn't think it did.
Oh. You know what I mean, though?
Why?
Why? Ooh, yeah. If I'd have to pay for so much sex, I'd be a virgin these days.
Oh, right? God. Well, I wonder what
Kidding,
inflation, what it's like now.
Yeah, no kidding. No, but seriously, at the end of the day, like, you sit there and it's like, you see these, like, but then it gets, like, to a bad point where you see these like, really, really, like, ugly-ass guys who are with these beauty models. Then now it's just for the money.
Yeah, probably.
But I know I'm with Susan is just purely for the looks for me because she makes more money than me. So at the end of the day, everything is high and dandy on this episode right here. So, I mean, listen.
Yeah, I have no interest in those politics
it
in
happens.
my life.
Yeah,
To each their own.
What do you say? I had a blonde in Canada goose coat and Uggs asked me why every day guys in Boston wear skelly caps. Oh, okay. And, what was your answer, Mr. Ark? I mean, I wear a skelly cap because my grandfather wore them. That's why I wear them.
Yeah, I do see a lot of people wear skelly caps.
Yeah, it's more of a generational thing. I think our grandfathers probably wore them.
I wore them. So
I wore my father, my dad's generation. I never seen any of my dad's friends wearing them, but I wore them because my grandfather used to wear it all the time. I like it. It has a nice style.
Yeah,
to it.
I used to wear one in high school.
Yeah, it's a cool hat.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's a northeast thing though. I don't see much of it anywhere else, unless you're like a black jazz musician in St. Louis. That's probably the only other time I've seen someone wear a skelly cap, other than like the Northeast. You know what I mean?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I can't think of any other place I've seen them.
Because it's like I don't know. It's more of a it's an
Irish thing though, isn't it?
It's an Irish thing, yeah.
Isn't it?
So it has for the most part. I mean, that's where they get the skelly cap. I said, funny coming from a basic bitch, Uggs and a goose jacket. Oh, all right, there you go.
There you go.
Basic. I remember the first time I heard the word basic was from
Basic bitch.
one of my gay friends, and he said, "Oh my god, that girl's so basic." And I go, and my interpretation of basic was she was like a plain Jane.
Yes, that's what it sounds like to me.
That's what it sounds like. I thought, like, oh,
yeah.
she's a plain Jane. But to find out that it's not that, it's completely the opposite, actually.
It is?
A basic.
Wait, you're dropping knowledge on me now. I thought it
Yeah,
was.
so when someone describes someone being basic, it means they wear everything that everyone else wears. So they're trendy. So they try to keep up with the trends.
Oh, I can see how that makes that sense. Like
so
that
they're
too.
just like a
She's
basic
just like everybody else. She blends
person.
in. She's a
yeah.
basic.
So there's nothing special about them.
Yeah.
Which makes sense, I guess.
That
at the
makes
end of
true.
the day.
Oh, yeah.
For me, thinking of a plain Jane would make more sense logically, but when did girls start being logic?
That's true.
So, right, Sue?
Right.
As she's poisoning our food. As she
Yeah, right.
cooks
Susan,
every morsel.
Just put it in the Are you keeping the both meats segregated so the poison doesn't get me?
Yeah.
No, you're in on this conversation.
Okay, cool.
She's going to kill us. Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night thinking she's going to suffocate me with a pillow.
With the pillow.
Don't say that. People might really believe you.
No. No, but like I did, Tommy did have us up at 4 a.m. this morning. For what reason, I have no idea. So, is your phone
Yeah.
on there?
That's true.
I can hear it in the microphone.
Oh, really?
I thought a train was going
It's a
by.
bird.
I heard, boot, doot. Yeah, there you go. I thought I was losing my mind here. I'm like hearing it in the microphone. I'm hearing the headphones. I'm like, toot, toot.
Yeah.
Is that a train? Is someone listening to the conversation and opposing to your opinion on ladies here?
No.
We're not sexist at all. We love women. Would you agree?
Yeah.
I'm for equal opportunity women.
Of course.
You know what I
I just
mean?
don't like it force fed down my throat though. When they're
Yeah.
like, let's have Ocean's 8 all female.
I don't know.
cast.
I really think our generation thinks of women. I think for the majority of the country thinks of us as equals at this point.
Yeah. I think so.
So I think it's just the older broads who are still pushing it on. But I'm like, someone should sit one of these, like someone our age should sit one of these like 50-year-old broads down and be like, hey, listen, everyone already knows.
Yeah.
And the people that don't know are the rednecks down south, and you're not changing them.
No.
They
no,
still
you're
think
not gonna-
slavery is something that should happen. That's 200 years ago.
I agree.
So there's a percentage of the people on this planet that you're never ever going to convince, no matter how right you are. But I feel that our generation, I grew up thinking women are equal. I don't know.
I never thought otherwise, but I'm sure there are people that don't. I'm not going to use myself as the
No,
only
but,
person
I mean-
that thinks like, oh, if I think it, everybody else must.
But
You
I
know,
mean, at the end of the day, Jesus, all the shit in the video, the dog, turtle, a horse.
it is pretty busy.
Oh, he's talking about you. He said a horse. But like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't look at any. I see. Know what I don't like is women who get power and then think they abuse their power.
Yeah, the teachers who molest their students.
Well, not that.
It's always women.
Like
Notice
bitchy female broads you have that were in the workplace that just like will try to take out years of her not having the privilege of being a boss on someone who's just like basically coming up in the ranks. You know what I mean?
that? Yeah.
I've had some shitty female bosses. I've had some great female bosses.
Yeah.
Because I'm a charmer. What female
Right.
wouldn't like this guy?
I don't know already.
Except a female who's threatened that I might take their job someday. That's who.
That's true.
But I mean, I don't treat a female boss any differently than a male. But
I don't either.
and in fact, and actually, of all the years I've worked, especially in the restaurant business, I've actually treated the women bosses with more respect than the men bosses, just for the fact that I treat women like I would treat my mother, except when I'm yelling at her,
Oh, you're such a sweet Italian boy.
except when she's pissing me off over saying something stupid. Other than that, but well, you would treat your wife or your daughter. You know what I mean? You wouldn't treat someone in disrespect of that magnitude.
No.
You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, you know, I think that some women are just. I think a lot of them have a bad taste in their mouth. I think these feminists, these people that hate men. Like, what's this? Did
Yeah,
you see that thing I posted on the Packies
Yes.
Facebook the other day about the woman saying all men should kill male babies?
Yeah, I saw that. I couldn't read the whole thing though because I was starting. To
I
get
read about a paragraph and I was all set with it.
Yeah, I just can't.
You know,
on that
it's
note-
stupid.
On that note,
Yeah. Like, that's an extreme. Suze, do you want to kill male babies?
No.
Or some people who we know that we don't talk about.
Oh my God!
Like, just go on and on and on. Every male
Who
that gets
is
fired
banned
should
from
be,
Facebook?
should
Thank
be-
you.
Yeah, I know. Have you been following
And
her lately?
I think she's possibly almost getting banned from Twitter too.
Oh, I hope not. I need some entertainment.
She
She's
is
horrible.
a piece of garbage.
She thinks every man that gets fired from a job should be replaced by a woman, and so apparently,
Which is so the same thing men saying about women is. It shouldn't be about male or women. It should be about your skill level.
exactly.
And if you're good at your job and you can do it successfully and you can do it correctly and profitable, then whoever gets the job gets the job. No matter if you have a pecker or a booby. You know what I mean? And if you have a pecker and a booby, then you know what? You just cross both lines and now you're a superhuman.
There are jobs now that actually their insurance will pay for your getting like transgender surgery.
Yeah.
I think that's messed up.
I mean, I don't mind.
No, I think it's weird. All these tax dollars and dollars are paying for somebody to go through transgender surgery. I think that you should pay out of pocket for that for your own.
I don't know. But I mean, we're paying for people who not to work for their entire lives.
Shouldn't be paying for that either.
I know. I mean, I guess I know. Yeah, maybe I don't know. If your personal insurance wants to cover it, then that's another thing, I guess.
Yeah,
But I don't know. We could go on a whole nother episode on politics.
on gender
Yeah.
assignment.
I mean, hey, listen. If you're a guy and you think you're a girl, so be it. Live your life.
Exactly.
You
So
only
be
live
it. I don't
once,
care
right?
if you do. I don't
Go
hate
wild.
You. I just don't expect me to pay
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah,
That's all I'm
exactly.
saying.
You wanna get rid of your ding dong and whatever. I don't understand why you would, but I guess then you're wired that way. There's nothing we can do about
Yeah,
it,
that's
right?
true. There's something going on.
If you're
there
a
I don't
guy and you
understand.
like guys, good for you. If you're girls and you like girls, good for you. You know what I mean? It's like, what can I say? Live your life.
Live your life.
You only live once, right?
True. It's true.
I mean, hey, listen. People don't judge me for my lifestyle, so
they don't.
they probably do.
Someone
But
does.
at the end of the day,
Who gives
I
a
mean,
fuck about that?
yeah.
Right?
I mean, for Alex Wallace, Eric, and my aunt who watch this show on a regular basis. I mean, that's about it, right? So I mean, at the end of the day, who are really affecting it? You know what I mean?
True.
So yeah, I like how Joe's mom would tune in every once in a while, and that's why Joe's hanging in the corner right there, because she could hear his voice in the background. And is it hot in this apartment or is it me?
It smells glorious.
It does smell good. We're having tacos tonight.
Yes,
It's
I think we
Taco
gotta-
Tuesday on a Monday. Susie's been slaying in the kitchen, making chicken and beef tacos. Are we getting a fiesta
Wow.
of pleasure in our mouths?
You are.
Excellent. It's going to be a party in our mouths,
On that note.
and everyone's invited. All right, so we're going to do you're coming over for Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, I'll be here.
All right, so we'll be sitting here in 6 days, probably around, what time is the Super Bowl? Kickoff's at 6:30.
Yeah.
So we'll probably do this before the game, probably around 4. We'll have probably a plethora of guests rolling in, I'm imagining, of one sort and another. There'll be a rotating door in the front of the apartment of people throughout the night. So we'll have many shapes, sizes, and varietals of people. And
Maddie has to put on your pants.
and Maddie will be
Yes.
putting on my pants live on Facebook.
He's gonna lose $100.
Yes. Me and Maddie made a bet last Super Bowl Sunday, almost a year ago to the date, that if he could fit into a pair of my pants on the following Super Bowl, I will give him $100.
Was he really convinced that he would be able to do it the following year? Like he really?
He
He
was,
really
he was.
was?
I mean, he was a manager of a gym.
That's
I
true,
mean,
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
see why he didn't think he could.
Yeah.
So I bet him $100 if you could fit. Now, I think his problem is not going to be. I think it's going to be the thighs.
Yep. I agree.
And I wear my pants kind of baggy, so I think. I mean, he can if he wants to lube himself up, we'll lube him. We'll lube him up.
You
right
can
on-
take pleasure in that. I'm
We'll
not
lube him
touching-
up right on the show. I don't care. I'll get some Cornello oil. We'll get it right on his. We'll
There you
slip
go.
those things in there. And if he can fit, I have $100 waiting for him. I'll give him $100 cash. 6 days from now, if he can fit in my pants. I mean, it's not a bad bet. All you have to
No,
do,
it's
you know
not.
what I mean?
It's really not.
I don't know what his waist is. I don't
Yeah.
know what his girth is, but
It's
I mean,
girth.
he doesn't have to wear them comfortably. He doesn't have to wear them all night. He just has to get them on,
and button him.
get them buttoned,
Yeah.
and that's it. If he blows through the button once it's buttoned, he still wins. So I mean, that'll happen all less than a week from today, a week from yesterday, here on the ID84 show, special edition, and we'll probably do a show the next day too. It'll probably be a
That's
recap
right.
show.
Yes,
So we'll do the pre Super Bowl show. Then the following Monday will either be the rant and rave show
Yes.
or us celebrating,
For sure.
and me getting hammered on the radio because we'll be going to the parade the next day. So either or, it'll be a good time. So Anthony, you plugging anything you got going on here? I know you got
No,
the
nothing.
YouTube show going on.
Yeah, that hasn't started. That's gonna be for a while, but obviously the website whirlwindreports.com. You can follow me on Twitter now on Facebook.
Yeah. Nice.
But I had to put more work into that, but it's there.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
I'm a fan. I liked it.
Yeah, it's getting there. It'll get there. Slowly but surely.
And I've always the
I'm in a hurry.
Packy.com,
Yes.
which, we have a rotating door of Raiders. But I found, though, have you been doing this too? If you posted your links on Reddit, we get, bamboozled.
Well, I do put them on StumbleUpon sometimes. I've
StumbleUpon
been alternating
works,
back
too,
and forth between.
Both
putting
So,
them on
a funny story. We'll digress real quick. But I
Depends
was on
where I'm
Reddit, and I posted in a category which I thought was called Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Okay? Spelled Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Think about it. Super Bowl,
Yeah,
right?
it makes sense.
And it was an article about how bad and how shitty Philadelphia fans are. And it wasn't Philadelphia fans in general. I respect Philadelphia Phillies fans. I think they're cool people.
Yeah. Phillies fans?
Phillies
I've never
fans
had
are
a problem
cool.
with Phillies fans.
76ers and Flyers fans are a little rambunctious, but for the most part, they're civilized human beings. It's the Eagles fans which are wretched animals. So I posted an article on that and read it in the area called Super Bowl. And then I got 10 comments. And I'm like, wow, I was just stirring some things up.
Yeah.
Apparently, I posted in Superb Owls.
What the hell was that?
Well, it's Super Bowl, spelled the same way.
What is Superb Owls?
It's apparently a large category in Reddit that people belong to. And they were yelling at me because it wasn't about owls. Because if you spell Super Bowl, it also spells Superb Owls. Which my mind almost exploded when I thought about it. Mind blown. I was like, what? I don't get it. Superb Owls. I'm like, oh. So you take the B from Super Bowl, you add it to the super, and you get superb.
Who would have thought?
And then you get owls.
Only you would find something like this.
And you get yelled at by a bunch of owl aggravates. Advocates.
Advocates. Yes.
There you go.
Enthusiasts.
Enthusiasts, if you will.
Enthusiasts, yeah.
Yes, owl enthusiasts.
Yeah.
Who are probably people that should be at a nut house.
Probably.
You guys can't see her now, but Tommy Brady's laying in the kitchen, looking at Susan cooking, waiting for a morsel of food to drop. It was a little Nola Breezy. Where is she?
She's right there.
She's right there.
Oh, she's on camera. Oh, there she is. Oh, there everyone. There's Nola Breezy in her Patriots jersey. Look at that. Look how cute she looks.
Supporting her brother.
Aw. She's a little upset about her Saints didn't make it, but
Yeah, me and her are still crying.
you both are wearing Patriots jerseys on Sunday. There'll be no Eagles fans in this house. I can guarantee that.
No, we'll be kicked out.
If I see an Eagles fan walk through that door, I'm going to kick him in the pukaki. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right, everyone. Hope you guys have a nice week. We'll see you in 6 days. Hopefully, it's going to be angelic. It's going to be a crazy day.
It will be
Next
crazy
Sunday.
day.
Everyone, it's going to be
Excited.
great.
You excited, Nola?
Yes, everyone's excited. Dogs will be here. Humans will be here. Everyone will be here. It'll be wild. Turtles, all types of everything. So everyone have a good night, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Boop. All right. All right, Facebook, thank you for watching. You can listen to this podcast tonight on Podbean and iTunes tomorrow, and next week on The Packy. So thank you for watching.